What if everything you thought was impossible actually happened? Welcome to The Great Stories, where we expose the mind-bending reality behind humanity's most unbelievable achievements. We don't just explain how things work, we reveal the obsessed geniuses, the devastating failures, and the eureka moments that turn science fiction into science fact. Every video is a detective story. We hunt down the secrets that textbooks skip, the human cost of breakthrough discoveries, and the jaw-dropping truth about technologies that seem like magic. Today, we're solving the ultimate survival mystery. How do humans stay alive in a place designed to kill them instantly? Welcome to The Great Stories. The truth is wilder than fiction. Let's dive in. What if I told you that astronauts are just one tiny hole away from instant death in space? Picture this. You're floating 250 miles above Earth, surrounded by a vacuum so hostile that your blood would literally boil in 15 seconds without protection. The temperature swings from 250 degrees Fahrenheit in sunlight to minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit in shadow. Deadly radiation bombards you from every direction. And microscopic bullets called micrometeoroids hurtle through space at 17,500 miles per hour, ready to punch through anything in their path. Yet somehow, astronauts casually float around outside their spacecraft, working for hours in this nightmare environment, protected by nothing more than what looks like a bulky white outfit. How is this even possible? This isn't clickbait, this is engineering magic. In the next 12 minutes, you're going to discover the incredible science behind these life-saving marvels. We'll uncover how a spacesuit creates an entire Earth-like environment around a human body, why astronauts don't explode in the vacuum of space like in the movies, and the mind-blowing new technologies NASA is developing for future Mars missions. You'll see exactly how these personal spaceships work, layer by layer, and why they cost more than a Ferrari. But here's the twist, spacesuits aren't just keeping astronauts alive, they're quietly solving problems that could revolutionize life here on Earth. Stick around, because what you learn today might just blow your mind. Here's something that would make your skin crawl. Space is actively trying to kill you in at least 7 different ways. Let's start with the obvious. There's no air, but it's not just that you can't breathe. The vacuum of space creates a pressure differential so extreme that it would cause the water in your saliva to boil instantly. Your skin would swell like a balloon, but contrary to Hollywood movies, you wouldn't explode. Instead, you'd have about 15 seconds of useful consciousness before passing out. But that's just the beginning of space's assault on the human body. Solar radiation hits you with the force of an invisible sledgehammer. Without Earth's protective atmosphere and magnetic field, you're exposed to cosmic rays that can literally rewrite your DNA. A single solar flare could deliver a lethal dose of radiation in minutes. Then there's the temperature problem. Space doesn't have a temperature, it's a vacuum. But objects in space experience wild temperature swings. Imagine standing in a place where one side of your body experiences Arizona summer heat while the other side faces Antarctic winter simultaneously. And if all that wasn't enough, space is filled with tiny assassins. Micrometeoroids, some smaller than grains of sand, zip through the void at speeds that make bullets look slow. At 17,500 miles per hour, even a fleck of paint becomes a potentially lethal projectile. This is the environment that spacesuits must conquer, and somehow they do it brilliantly. Modern spacesuits, like the current extravehicular mobility unit, EMU, are masterpieces of engineering containing over 18,000 individual parts. But here's what's fascinating. They work on surprisingly simple principles, executed with mind-boggling precision. The magic starts with pressure. A spacesuit maintains an internal pressure of 4.3 psi, much lower than Earth's 14.7 psi at sea level. Why lower? Because higher pressure would make the suit so rigid that astronauts couldn't move their arms or legs. It would be like trying to bend a fully inflated tire. Engineers solved this by using pure oxygen instead of the nitrogen-oxygen mix we breathe on Earth, allowing astronauts to get enough oxygen even at lower pressure. But here's where it gets really clever. The suit creates multiple barriers against the hostile environment, like Russian nesting dolls of protection. The innermost layer is a liquid cooling and ventilation garment, essentially astronaut underwear embedded with tiny tubes carrying cool water. Picture a network of capillaries flowing across the astronaut's entire body, keeping them from overheating in their personal greenhouse. Next comes the pressure bladder, a balloon that holds the life-sustaining atmosphere. This layer is made from urethane-coated nylon that's both flexible and incredibly strong. Think of it as a custom-shaped tire that moves with the human body. The outer layer is where things get serious. The thermal micrometeoroid garment, TMG, is like medieval armor designed by rocket scientists. It contains multiple layers of different materials: Kevlar for protection against micrometeoroid impacts, Mylar for thermal insulation, and specialized fabrics that reflect harmful radiation back into space. But here's where spacesuit design gets mind-bendingly clever. Every single component solves multiple problems simultaneously. Take the helmet for instance. It's not just a clear bubble. The visor contains a thin layer of gold, yes, actual gold, that reflects infrared radiation while still allowing visible light through. Astronauts are literally wearing gold-plated sunglasses worth more than most people's cars, but that gold layer prevents their faces from being cooked by unfiltered solar radiation. The gloves present one of the most challenging engineering problems. They need to provide complete environmental protection while allowing astronauts to perform delicate tasks like threading tiny screws or handling fragile equipment. Each glove contains 18 different layers and takes months to custom fit to each astronaut's hands. The fingertips contain small heaters to prevent frostbite, because despite all the insulation, extremities can still get dangerously cold. The life support system is perhaps the most impressive problem-solving feat. The primary life support system, PLSS backpack, is essentially a miniaturized space station. It removes carbon dioxide from exhaled air, adds fresh oxygen, regulates temperature, and even handles waste removal, all while being light enough for an astronaut to wear during an 8-hour spacewalk. But here's what's really fascinating. The system has multiple redundancies. If one component fails, backup systems automatically kick in. Astronauts literally wear their own personal mission control on their backs. The suit also solves communication challenges. Built-in radios allow astronauts to talk to each other in ground control while eliminating the echo problems that would occur in a pressurized helmet. Even the drink bags inside the helmet are engineered marvels. They provide hydration without interfering with communication equipment or fogging the visor. Now here's where things get really exciting. The spacesuits of today are already being revolutionized for tomorrow's missions. NASA has selected Axiom Space to develop the next generation of lunar spacesuits for the Artemis 3 mission, and the technology they're incorporating is straight out of science fiction. The new Axiom Extravehicular Mobility Unit, AXIMU, is currently undergoing extensive testing in 2024 and 2025. One of the most impressive innovations is self-healing materials. NASA is developing spacesuit layers containing nanocomposite textiles and self-healing polymers that can actually repair small punctures automatically. Imagine clothing that fixes itself when damaged. That's the reality astronauts will soon experience. The radiation protection is getting a massive upgrade too. Researchers have successfully created yarn from boron nitride nanotubes, BNNTs, that can be woven directly into spacesuit fabric, providing unprecedented radiation protection while maintaining flexibility. This means future Mars astronauts will wear suits that make them nearly immune to the deadly radiation that has been one of the biggest obstacles to deep space exploration. But here's what really showcases human ingenuity. The new suits are being designed with modularity in mind. Instead of requiring 15 custom suits per mission like the Apollo program, the Artemis generation spacesuits can be adjusted and reconfigured for different body types and mission requirements. It's like having a universal spacesuit that adapts to any astronaut. The mobility improvements are equally impressive. Engineers have redesigned the joint systems to provide better range of motion, allowing astronauts to kneel, bend, and reach in ways that were impossible with earlier designs. The new suits will let astronauts work on the lunar surface almost as naturally as they would on Earth. Temperature control has also been revolutionized. Advanced thermal control systems now use multiple layers of mylar and captain insulation, combined with sophisticated liquid cooling and ventilation garments that circulate water through an entire network of tubes. Astronauts essentially wear their own personal climate control system. But here's the plot twist nobody sees coming. Spacesuit technology is quietly revolutionizing life on Earth. Those self-healing materials being developed for spacesuits, they're already being adapted for everything from military equipment to consumer electronics. Your next smartphone might literally repair its own screen cracks using technology designed to keep astronauts alive. The advanced life support systems have led to breakthroughs in medical equipment. Portable oxygen concentrators used by people with respiratory conditions now use miniaturization regulation techniques developed for spacesuit life support. The same technology keeping astronauts breathing in space is helping people breathe better on Earth. Temperature regulation technology from spacesuits has been adapted for firefighter gear, allowing them to work longer in extreme heat. The gold-coated visors have inspired energy-efficient window coatings that keep buildings cooler while reducing air conditioning costs. Even the joint design innovations are making a difference. Prosthetic limbs now use spacesuit joint technology to provide more natural movement for amputees. The precise engineering required for space gloves has led to better surgical gloves and even robotic hands for manufacturing. The pressure suit concepts have been adapted for high-altitude pilots, deep-sea divers, and even people working in hazardous industrial environments. Spacesuits aren't just protecting astronauts, they're protecting people in dangerous jobs all around the world. The mind-blowing economics. Ready for this? Each modern spacesuit costs approximately $500 million to develop and build. That's more than most people's houses, cars, and lifetime earnings combined for a single outfit. But when you consider that this outfit is keeping human beings alive in the most hostile environment known to existence, suddenly that price tag starts to make sense. The gloves alone cost $2 million per pair. Why? Because they represent some of the most complex engineering ever attempted. Each glove is custom fitted using 3D hand scans, contains multiple life support systems, and must maintain perfect dexterity while protecting against temperature extremes that would instantly freeze or fry human fingers. But here's the incredible part: despite their astronomical cost, spacesuits represent one of the best investments humanity has ever made. The technological spin-offs have generated billions of dollars in economic value and saved countless lives through medical and safety applications. The future is here, so the next time you see an astronaut floating outside the International Space Station, remember, you're witnessing one of humanity's greatest achievements. That bulky white suit represents thousands of years of human ingenuity compressed into a single, life-saving garment. It's a personal spacecraft, a mobile life support system, and a triumph of engineering that makes the impossible look routine. From the gold-plated visors protecting against solar radiation to the self-healing materials being developed for Mars missions, spacesuits showcase what humans can accomplish when we refuse to accept limitations. And here's the beautiful irony: technology designed to help us survive in the deadly vacuum of space is making life better for millions of people right here on Earth. The future of space exploration has never looked brighter, and it all starts with the incredible engineering marvel wrapped around each astronaut venturing into the void. The next time someone tells you something is impossible, just remember, we figured out how to keep humans alive in space using nothing but fabric, engineering, and pure human determination. Now that's what I call out-of-this-world problem solving. If spacesuits blew your mind, you're going to love what else we've uncovered. Think space technology is incredible? Wait until you see our video on how NASA's rovers survive on Mars. Spoiler alert, they're basically nuclear-powered robot explorers that have been working alone for years in conditions that would destroy any Earth vehicle in minutes. And if you're fascinated by engineering marvels, you absolutely need to check out our deep dive into how the International Space Station stays in orbit. We reveal the mind-bending physics that keeps 400 tons of metal floating in space and why it's actually falling toward Earth every single second. For those of you who can't get enough of cutting-edge technology, our series on fusion reactors will show you how scientists are literally trying to recreate the sun on Earth, and they're closer than you think. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we're constantly uncovering the incredible science and engineering that shapes our world. From quantum computers that could break all internet security to the race to build the first space elevator, we're diving deep into the technologies that sound like science fiction but are happening right now. Drop a comment below. Which space technology do you want us to explore next? The journey into human ingenuity is just getting started.
Thank you for watching The Great Stories. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join us for more exciting science and tech stories. Let's explore the world of science together.